Can you still picture those sweeping prairie landscapes where a soldier found his true self among the Lakota people in Dances with Wolves, 1990? This wasn't just a movie about Lieutenant John Dunbar. It was a powerful look at two cultures colliding during the American Civil War. Fast forward more than 30 years, and you might be wondering what happened to the cast. Some reached incredible heights, others quietly stepped away from the spotlight. And then, there are the hidden stories, the struggles, the victories, the unexpected twists that we rarely hear about. Stay until the end of the video, because the life story of this Lakota boy will leave you speechless. Stands with a Fist was played by Maury McDonnell. She was a white woman adopted by the Sioux tribe after her family was attacked. In the film, she plays an important role in helping Lieutenant John J. Dunbar connect with the tribe, acting as a bridge between two different cultures. McDonnell was 37 years old when she took on this role. She had already worked in theater and TV for over 20 years, but this was the movie that made her famous. Her performance was so powerful that she was nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Today, at 72, Maury McDonnell is still acting. Even after all these years, she hasn't lost her love for the craft and remains a respected figure in Hollywood. Kicking Bird, played by Greene, was the medicine man and spiritual guide of the Sioux tribe. He was wise, calm, and had a deep understanding of different cultures. Greene was 38 years old when he played this role, giving a performance that was both subtle and powerful. He had already acted in movies and TV shows before, but Kicking Bird was the role that made him famous around the world. His acting was so impressive that he was nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Now, at 72, Greene is still acting. Even after all these years, he is respected and admired in the film industry. Do you think this character is amazing? Drop a 1 in the comments if you love him like I do. Pretty Shield, portrayed by Doris Leader-Charge, was the wife of Chief Ten Bears. With her poised and graceful presence, she represented wisdom and the deep respect she held within the Sioux community. Doris Leader-Charge was born on May 4, 1930, on the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. She was 60 when she took on this role, but her true legacy had already been built over decades. For 28 years, she taught Lakota language and culture at St. Gleska University, helping to keep her people's traditions alive. Her role in Dances with Wolves went far beyond acting. She worked behind the scenes as a Lakota language coach and translator, ensuring that the actors spoke the language correctly and that the film remained as authentic as possible. Her dedication helped bring a true representation of Lakota culture to the big screen. On February 20, 2001, at the age of 70, Doris Leader-Charge passed away in Mission, South Dakota. She left behind a powerful legacy, not just in film, but in her lifelong commitment to preserving and sharing her culture. Wes Studi played Toughest Pawnee, a warrior known for his strength and determination. With his powerful build, sharp eyes, and intense presence, he brought to life a character who would stop at nothing to protect his land. A proud Cherokee, Studi was 43 when he took on this role. Before acting, he served in the Vietnam War and didn't begin his film career until the late 1980s. His role in Toughest Pawnee was one of his first big opportunities. Years later, in 2019, he made history by becoming the first Native American to receive an honorary Oscar for his contributions to film. Studi's life hasn't been easy. He grew up speaking Cherokee and didn't learn English until he started school. After coming home from war, he struggled to adjust and find his purpose. But instead of giving up, he fought through the challenges, carving a path for himself in Hollywood. Now, at 77, Wes Studi is still acting and making an impact. He remains a strong voice for Native American representation in the film industry. Chief Ten Beers, played by Floyd Westerman, was the wise and respected leader of the Sioux. He had a key role in deciding what would happen to Lieutenant John Dunbar, torn between protecting his people's traditions and accepting the changes coming their way. His character represented the strength and wisdom of Native people as they faced the expansion of white settlers. Westerman was born on August 17, 1936, on the Lake Traverse Reservation in South Dakota. He was 54 years old when he took this role. But long before acting, he was already famous as a musician and activist. His 1969 album, Custer Died for Your Sins, became a powerful statement against the injustices faced by Native Americans. As a child, Westerman went through painful experiences. He was sent to a government-run boarding school where he was forced to cut his long traditional hair and was banned from speaking his own language. Losing this part of his culture made him determined to fight for the preservation of Native traditions and languages. Sadly, Westerman was diagnosed with leukemia and passed away on December 13, 2007, in Los Angeles, at the age of 71. He is remembered not only as a talented musician and actor, but also as a passionate activist who spent his life fighting for justice and Native rights. Has his life journey made you reflect? Keep watching to discover the struggles Native actors have had to overcome. Christine, played by Costner, was a young European-American girl seen in flashbacks before being adopted by the Sioux and renamed Stands with a Fist. These scenes gave viewers a deeper look into her tragic past, watching her family being attacked and later being rescued by the Sioux. At just 6 years old, Costner took on this role in Dances with Wolves. It was her first time acting, but instead of staying in front of the camera, she chose to work behind it. In 2014, she co-founded Sound Off Films, a company focused on documentary filmmaking and real-life storytelling. Today, at 40, she continues to be an active force in the film industry, working on creative and impactful projects that bring meaningful stories to life. Stonecalf, played by Jimmy Herman, was a respected elder warrior of the Sioux. In a tribal meeting, when discussing how to handle Lieutenant John Dunbar, he warned that killing a white man wasn't a simple decision, it could lead to serious consequences. His words showed his wisdom and careful thinking, reminding everyone of the importance of patience and understanding. Born on October 25, 1940, on the Cold Lake Reserve in Canada, Herman was of Chippewa and Dean descent. He was 50 years old when he joined the cast of this film, a moment that marked a major turning point in his acting career. Outside of acting, he dedicated time to his community, working as a communications assistant at Alberta Native Counseling Services. Through media and storytelling, he helped preserve and share Indigenous culture. Sadly, Herman passed away on September 13, 2013, in Edmonton, Alberta, at the age of 72. His impact on the arts and his role in bringing Indigenous culture to a global audience will always be remembered. Black Shawl was played by Tantoo Cardinal. She was Kicking Bird's wife, a strong and wise Native woman who supported her husband and took care of their family. Even though she didn't have much screen time, Black Shawl made a deep impact as a devoted and powerful figure in her community. Cardinal was 40 years old when she played this role. She had already worked as an actress for many years, but Dances with Wolves made her more well-known around the world. After the movie, Cardinal starred in other famous films like Black Robe and Through Black Spruce. She became famous for playing complex, emotional Native characters and bringing their stories to life. In 2009, she received the Order of Canada for her contributions to Indigenous performing arts. Today, at 74, Tantoo Cardinal is still acting and is deeply respected in Hollywood. Sergeant Bauer, played by Larry Joshua, was a brutal and imposing Union Army officer. With his large frame and tough demeanor, he embodied cruelty and open racism. When Lieutenant John Dunbar was captured for alleged treason, Bauer took it upon himself to beat and degrade him, taunting him with the infamous words, "Turned in June, didn't ya?" mocking his transformation and deep bond with the Lakota people. Larry Joshua was born on February 12, 1952, in New York. He was 38 when he played this role. After Dances with Wolves, he continued to land major roles, appearing in Unforgiven, 1992, and later as the auctioneer in Spider-Man, 2002. Now, at 72, Joshua is still acting, continuing to bring his talent to both film and television while staying true to his passion for storytelling. Sergeant Pepper, played by Tom Everett, was a Union Army officer who had seen too much of war. In one memorable scene, standing in the eerie silence of the battlefield, he made a tired comment that maybe a poker game would be a better way to settle conflicts than fighting. His words captured the exhaustion and frustration of a soldier who had grown weary of violence. Born on October 21, 1948, in Portland, Oregon, Everett was 42 years old when he played this role. But his career had already been well established, with roles in hit films like Beverly Hills Cop, 1984, and Die Hard 2, 1990. Outside of acting, Everett is passionate about music and often performs at local events. At 76, he remains active in both film and music, giving back to his community while continuing to do what he loves. He still lives in Oregon, where he inspires young actors and artists with his dedication to the craft. Make sure to watch until the end, because the incredible journey of the Lakota boy at the end of the video will truly shock you. Robert Goldman appeared as a Union soldier in Dances with Wolves. While his screen time was limited, his role helped add realism to the film's depiction of the Civil War era military. In addition to acting, Goldman pursued writing, contributing as a screenwriter for Skywalker, the David Thompson story. 2004, showcasing his creative talents behind the scenes. Today, at 67, he leads a private life, staying out of the public eye. Major Fambra, played by Maury Chaykin, was the commanding officer at Fort Hays. His character was known for his unstable nature, displaying odd behaviors and rambling speech that made him feel unpredictable and uneasy to those around him. Chaykin was 41 when he played this role. Following the film's success, he became even more well-known for his portrayal of the famous detective Nero Wolfe in the television series A Nero Wolfe Mystery, a role that showcased his unique acting talent. Though highly respected in his career, Chaykin faced serious health struggles. On July 27, 2010, his 61st birthday, he passed away from complications related to a heart valve infection. His loss was deeply felt, but his work remains a lasting tribute to his talent and dedication. Wind in His Hair was played by Rodney A. Grant, a strong and proud Lakota Sioux. At first, he didn't trust Lieutenant Dunbar and even saw him as an enemy, but in time they became close friends. Rodney A. Grant was born on March 9, 1959, in Nebraska, as part of the Omaha tribe. He was 31 years old when he took on this role, and his powerful, emotional acting made him known all over the world. But success didn't come easily. His childhood was difficult. His birth parents abandoned him when he was just 6 months old, and his grandparents raised him. Throughout his life, Grant faced challenges in keeping his native identity while dealing with discrimination in Hollywood. Still, he never gave up. He worked hard, built a successful career, and helped bring more Native American voices into the film industry. Now, at 65, Rodney A. Grant is still acting and remains a respected name in Hollywood. Corporal Spivey, played by Tony Pierce, was a Union soldier with little regard for others. He stole Lieutenant John Dunbar's journal and used it for his own entertainment, which ultimately played a part in Dunbar being accused of treason. He also took part in the cruel killing of 2 Sox, the wolf that had become Dunbar's trusted companion. Today, at 70, Tony Pierce lives a quiet and private life, staying out of the public eye. Edwards, played by Kirk Baltz, was a Union soldier in Dances with Wolves. Though he didn't have much screen time, his role helped bring realism to the military setting of the film. Baltz was born on September 14, 1959, in New York, and was 31 when he joined the cast. While this role was small, he gained wider recognition for playing Officer Marvin Nash in Reservoir Dogs, 1992, a performance that made a lasting impact. Outside of acting, Baltz is a dedicated teacher. He runs an acting school in Los Angeles, guiding young actors and helping them develop their skills. At 65, Kirk Baltz is still active in the industry, balancing acting with teaching and continuing to inspire new generations of performers. Kevin Costner played Lieutenant John J. Dunbar, a Union officer in the American Civil War. After being wounded in battle, he chooses to be stationed at a remote frontier outpost, where he slowly develops a deep connection with the Lakota Sioux. Over time, he lets go of his military past and is given the name Dances with Wolves. Costner was born on January 18, 1955, in California, and was 35 when he starred in Dances with Wolves. But his role in the film was much bigger than just acting. He also directed and produced it. His dedication paid off, as the film won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, making it one of the most celebrated films of his career. However, his personal life has not been without challenges. His marriage ended in a highly publicized divorce due to allegations of infidelity, and he has also faced career setbacks with films that failed commercially. At 70, Kevin Costner is still an active presence in film and television, proving that his passion for storytelling remains as strong as ever. Captain Cargill, played by Michael Horton, appeared in the extended cut of Dances with Wolves. As the commanding officer at Fort Sedgwick before Lieutenant John Dunbar's arrival, he faced isolation and dwindling supplies, forcing him to abandon the fort, leaving it in ruins. Horton was born on September 5, 1952, and was 38 when he took on the role. While known for his acting, he also made a name for himself as a voice actor, contributing to animated series like The Transformers and Gem. Beyond acting, Horton had a deep love for post-production. He founded the Los Angeles Final Cut Pro user group, helping connect and support editors and filmmakers in the industry. At 72, he has shifted his focus away from acting and now dedicates his time to post-production and film editing, continuing to contribute to the art of filmmaking from behind the scenes. Steve Reevis played Sue in Dances with Wolves, a silent but important presence in the film. Though he had no lines, his role helped bring realism to the depiction of Sioux culture and Native American life. Born on August 14, 1962, in Montana, Reevis was a member of the Blackfeet Nation. He was 28 when he appeared in the film. After Dances with Wolves, his career continued to grow, with one of his standout roles being Shep Proudfoot in Fargo, 1996. He also made guest appearances on TV shows like Walker, Texas Ranger, and Malcolm in the Middle. On December 7, 2017, Steve Reevis passed away in Missoula, Montana, at the age of 55. His contributions to film and television helped bring authentic Native American representation to audiences, leaving behind a meaningful legacy. Timmons, played by Robert Pastorelli, was a rough but humorous wagon driver responsible for taking Lieutenant John Dunbar to Fort Sedgwick. With his scruffy beard and blunt way of speaking, he brought a unique charm to the film, adding moments of humor to balance the serious themes. Off-screen, however, Pastorelli's life was not as carefree as the characters he played. Before acting, he was a boxer and had struggled with drug addiction, a battle he overcame to pursue his passion for film. But in 1999, his life took a tragic turn when his girlfriend, Herman Jonovich, died from a gunshot wound at their home. The event weighed heavily on him, sending him into a downward spiral. On March 8, 2004, Pastorelli was found dead in his Hollywood Hills home from a heroin overdose. He was 49. His story is one of immense talent overshadowed by personal struggles, a reminder of how fame and success do not always bring peace. Nathan Lee, chasing his horse, played Smiles a Lot in Dances with Wolves, a young Lakota warrior who looked up to Lieutenant John Dunbar. His character symbolized youthful curiosity and a bridge between Dunbar and the Lakota people, playing an important role in the story's cultural connection. Born on April 28, 1976, in South Dakota, Chasing Horse was just 14 when he appeared in the film. Afterward, he became involved in Lakota spiritual practices, leading ceremonies and workshops that gained him a following. However, his life took a shocking turn. In July 2015, officials at the Fort Peck Indian Reservation in Montana banned him over allegations of misconduct and threats against tribal members. Then, in January 2023, he was arrested in North Las Vegas, accused of leading a group called The Circle. Authorities claim he used his position as a spiritual leader to manipulate and exploit victims, with reported crimes spanning multiple states since the early 2000s. Today, Chasing Horse is facing numerous charges, including misconduct, kidnapping, and the creation and possession of inappropriate content involving minors. His trial is still ongoing, leaving a dark stain on the legacy of an actor once known for his role in Dances with Wolves. Thanks for being here with us as we explored the incredible stories behind the classic Dances with Wolves, 1990, and where its cast is today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more behind-the-scenes stories and updates on your favorite legendary actors. I want to keep exploring the world of movies. Check out the suggested videos below. See you next time.